I got the old school home shopping shirt on.
Look at you. And we kind of match. Isn't that a green? We're both wearing green.
Green?
What color's your shirt? It looks green from my end.
It is black as your soul.
Well, good Lord. It might match the darkness of my soul. It looks green. It kind of matches your carry cart sign with all the green in the background.
Really? I mean,
That's
it's,
what it looks like.
it's crazy. It's an old black shirt, but it's
But are
black.
you colorblind? Is it really black? Are you colorblind?
No.
Okay.
Are you is the question.
Hi, I'm Melinda McKinsey.
And I'm Tom Wise, questioning everything.
We are going to unpack some shit today, and we invite you to join us.
Please. Thank you. Don't forget to share. Why should you just be miserable? Make everybody miserable.
No, you've got to include everybody in all of the heartbreak and all the truth. We unpacked some truth, and I'm very excited because you had some topics we didn't get to on Monday, and today is Wednesday, the day after all the stuff that's happening in the world.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sex dreams, test joke, old movies,
Yes.
haircut.
Whose haircut are we talking about?
Oh.
All right. So mine are the best topics to talk about. The most popular food during the pandemic, myth busting, and the Postal Service.
I was listening to the post. I listened to as I was walking into the room. I have got the news on.
Yes.
And the Postal Service is in play right now.
Yes, the Postal Service is in play.
Some judge told somebody to do something, and they said, "No, we're not going to do that."
Yeah, no. I mean, have you not learned that there really is no law and order? You can do what you want now, as long as you say it out loud. It's a reality.
Okay, let's not be negative. I can't.
Is it negative? I think it's an interesting time, right? Things are different than what they have been. It's just an interesting time.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? At the end of the day, you can't let it live in your space. You can't let it control your attitude.
No, I think, well, we've talked about this, Tom. No matter what happens in your life, it's how you choose to deal with it, right?
Right.
How you choose to deal with it. And if you can't control circumstances, you can control yourself. And that's what you have to focus on. So no matter how you feel about anything, how do you want to come out of this? How do you want to move forward?
Win, lose, or draw. I mean, clearly, we don't know how this thing's going to end. In probably 2 weeks, we'll know for sure. You know?
So
2 weeks.
Meantime,
I mean, it's going to be Supreme Court this and recount that. And in the meantime, somebody calm down. You know what? You got your kids and you got a vacation planned and it's a lovely day, right?
It's a pretty day here. It's finally in the 60s for November.
Wow.
That's very, very nice.
Very
the sun's
nice.
out. So Reagan and I are going to go for a very long walk after this. I want to talk about your sex dream.
There you go. So I've had very few in my life, very few sex dreams. Very few. And of those very few, with nobody that I recognized in any way. I mean, it's a handful, maybe 5, which is depressing. You think, my God, wouldn't it be great to have some great sex dreams? I mean, I don't remember my dreams as a rule anyway.
Yeah.
I've had the occasional wonderful flying dream.
Yeah.
I used to have this recurring nightmare when I was a kid, like 7, 9 years old. There was a clown that would unzip his thing and he'd pull up and he'd be another clown and zip.
No.
Oh yeah, it was horrific. And I'd had that dream for no reason. I don't understand why it came and I don't know where it went away, but I kind of outgrew it. But that was the recurring nightmare.
Wow. You know, I'm so curious, Tom, because I guess I assumed, I don't think I've ever asked. I've just assumed that guys have sex dreams and remember them all the time. Interesting.
I'm a weirdo.
No, it's because your real life sex is so much better. Who needs to dream about it?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? But I've never had a sex dream to completion. For the few that I've had, it's always when it gets to a really exciting part, I wake up. Like, what's going on? It's like, oh, no. Never. It's crazy. And then The other day, I think I recognized the woman that was in it,
Oh,
which was a first. And then we were bringing in a third, a woman I
okay.
did not recognize.
Oh,
And then it's like, oh, that was way too exciting. Then I woke up.
you had to wake up.
Yeah, that was
Who decided to bring in the third? Do you remember in your dream who decided?
I don't recall that if it was a negative or not. You know how dreams are;
Yeah.
things just happen and pop up and pop out. I think it was an agreed upon third.
Okay. And do you remember where you were? Like, were you outside or in a mansion or in a rocket
In a
ship?
big bed. It was probably the dream play lasted 6 seconds.
Yeah.
In your head, but
Right.
you got all this to play around with.
It's funny that you're mentioning this. So I feel like I have a lot of sex dreams. I've had a lot of sex dreams with people I recognize and people I don't recognize. But when you started telling this story, it made me think of something I had forgotten about when I was, and this is not a sex dream, but an embarrassing naked dream. Have you had those, where you're naked and the classic?
I believe I have.
Okay. So
Yes.
when I was in sixth grade, I was involved in this school activity called Junior Police Officers, where we would help direct traffic. This was in Hawaii, and we lived in a city, and so they used us to teach us. It was about discipline, and so we would blow whistles. There were real cops there, but we were there blowing whistles, and so I was a junior police officer. There was another junior police officer, this cute little Hawaiian guy by the name of Denny. Denny was very serious, and he never smiled, and I was very afraid of Denny. I had a dream that in my dream somehow my dress was down, and I'm in sixth grade. I've got nothing for a sixth grader. I had nothing, but in my dream he saw me right without my shirt.
Of
So
course.
in my dream I woke up and I was horrified because it was him, right? I go to school the next day and I'm very nervous. I was a very nervous little kid. I'm very nervous, and Denny is very silent and very somber, right? I go to get my junior police officer stuff, and he smiles at me.
No way.
I lost my mind. You know how paranoia works, right? I mean, I lost my mind. I was horrified. And maybe he smiled at me because for the first time ever, I really focused on him, right? Because I was so afraid. Like, I hope he didn't see me without my shirt on, kind of a thing. And I am now this age, how many years later, and it still hasn't, it was
It's
one of those
crazy.
dreams. It was a big deal, man. As a little girl, you don't want any boys seeing your
That's
tatas.
your naughty bits.
So, yeah, have you ever had one of those? Like, you had a dream that someone,
Well, that's the old classic. The old classic. The woman gets up, she wakes up, she starts beating her husband. What's that for? I had a dream you were banging the neighbor. Like,
right?
what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yes. Yeah. But it's interesting for me to hear that you don't remember your sex dreams, because maybe you have a lot of them. You just don't remember the details or something.
I know. Wouldn't it be nice though to have that? I mean, it's like a whole
Mhm.
element of everybody else is having fun, but me.
Yeah, I just assume I've definitely had sex dreams where I wake up and I go, oh, not you. Why did that happen?
I do have a recollection of a physical trigger, like you're talking about. Saw Denny and you had a physical trigger, like you
Yeah.
felt you had a rush. Even today, fit 30, fit 47 years later,
Yes.
still have an emotional. I never, ever since I had kids, right? The girls, the girls would fall all the time. I mean, when they were,
Kids fall, man. That's what happens.
and I find that I would have a sympathetic pain. Like they fall, and my knee would. I mean, my knee. I'd have an electrical shock
Yeah.
go through my body as a sympathetic pain when I would see the kids, which I never had before as an adult or whatever until I had kids. And even to this day, if I'm watching a cartoon or somebody like a YouTube and somebody
Yeah.
tumbles, I have a sympathetic pain. I go, gosh, it's exhausting
Wow.
watching things, and I have sympathetic pain. So if I see somebody scrape their knee on a skateboard or something.
Really?
Yes, it's
Now, are
exhausting.
you one of those kind of people, like you can't see blood, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm not really. I could never be a doctor. I mean,
Okay.
I've got that gear as a dad. If something would happen,
Yeah.
you step in, you pass out after.
Yeah.
I don't want to be first to see anything.
Right.
You know. Yeah, it's not my sweet spot. I couldn't like, ooh, let's have a look. Let's
Right.
chop that frog up or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny though, as a parent, right? You can step it up and deal with it as a parent. It's different when it's your kid. You can do it, but then you're right. Later on, it's a bit of a problem.
I do have a thing though, and I haven't had it affect me in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe, but there was a period there for 10 years where if people are talking about kind of, medical procedures, or we're going to snake this tube up, whatever, and, we're going
Yes.
to, poke something in your eye. I mean, I would get like a physical, I would become weak.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'd be like, like I'm turning into Jello. Where physically, I couldn't. If somebody said, "Here, pick up this 10-pound weight," I couldn't do it. If
Wow.
I'm listening to a radio and the guy's talking about whatever, I'm gonna snake this in his eye and then stick it up his nose. It's like I'm like, because I got to change the channel. I can't listen to this because I'm getting weak. I can't control the automobile.
How are you going to make it in the nursing home? That's all anybody talks about are their procedures.
I'm saying specific procedures when they're snaking something somewhere.
The snaking thing seems to bother you more than just don't snake anything in front of Tom.
Uh, I had, so I guess I could tell this story. Why
Sure.
not?
It's just you and I.
People are here for the sex stories.
Yeah.
So this is 30 years ago. Easily that. Longer than that.
Okay.
I was dating a woman, and finally came time for sexy time, right?
Okay.
We dated for the appropriate amount, 7 minutes. No, couple, 3 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't want it in number A. She wanted it in B. I'm saying, I've never put it in B before. Oh, no, I want it in B.
It was a request?
Absolutely. See, some women don't realize that they're out there, but they are out there. So, needless to say, I try to accommodate, right?
You didn't have to?
Of course you don't have to. Was she had a gun under my head?
No, I'm just saying, did you feel pressure?
No, I'm up for anything. I'm a yes man.
Okay.
I go, I prefer A, but if you're saying B is more fun, let's try B. Well, needless to say, it didn't go well. There's no preparation or anything. I don't know anything about B.
Well, no, how would you?
I was expecting that if she's familiar with B, then.
And she wasn't prepared. She was just like, let's just do this thing.
Let's do B.
Ooh, I have so many thoughts and questions about all of that. Listen, I know you and I have had this discussion before about anal sex.
I'm not even know what you're talking about. But let me continue on with my story, then we can go with more questions.
Okay.
If you wish.
Yes.
The next day, I wake up with such a pain, an infection on my D. I'm inflamed, on fire, right? I don't know. I didn't. It's later in life you realize, oh yeah, B's got to be prepared. You just can't go in there willy-nilly with your.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not.
Anyway, I call a urologist. Can I get in? We can get you in about 16 weeks. We have an opening.
Of course.
16 weeks. I'll chop it off and mail it to you. It's
right.
Like in the last 16 days, 16 minutes. So I was beside myself. You can't work. You're on fire.
Right.
So I make it to the, I go, here we go. The walk-in clinic has to see you.
Yeah, but they have to.
Have I ever told you this story before?
No.
68-year-old, 4'11" Indian woman is my doctor.
Okay.
And what's going on? How did this happen? Why did you do that?
Did she say, why did you do that?
But the one thing that reminded me of the snaking aspect is why we're telling the story. Is she gives me a glass rod like you'd have for like if you ever worked with a microscope in biology class in high school, you had slides and you had droppers and occasionally a glass rod if you're just going to get a small little specimen and drop it in a septic way onto a slide for further examination.
Yes.
Well, she instructs me to get a sample of whatever I'm leaking. I said, I'm not leaking anything. It just give me the antibiotics. I'll be on my way. She insisted I did it. There was nothing there to gather. So I handed it to her. I pretended to do it. And it was extremely painful.
I can imagine. Woo.
So, yeah.
And then did you continue dating this young lass?
It fell apart on its own weight.
Okay. Well, I mean, I find it unusual, and I'm not saying there aren't women out there that are interested in it. What my debate has always been with you is I think that's the minority. I don't think
of course it is
standard fare, because the conversations I've heard and I've participated in are, it's not a preference, but for whatever reason, I mean, I will say the rumor is at certain places where there's a lot of models, they'll go that route because then they won't get pregnant. And that's a choice that is made, which, let's just get into the whole vasectomy thing. Why is it every time we're having sex, we have to worry about getting pregnant? Why can't we just turn the tables and go, you know what? If you want to do any of this with us, wear a condom or get a vasectomy. And that is my feminism talk for the day.
I got a vasectomy.
Well, I mean, but you know what I'm saying, right? I mean,
well, because I mean, they've got so much going on anyway. Then they've got to take the Depo-Provera and the shots or blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I go, hey, I'll go get a vasectomy. I'm done having kids.
Yeah, vasectomies are the best. Advocate for vasectomies. You can always get them reversed. So much for the dudes.
Say that it's not automatic.
It's not automatic, but also I feel real strongly about that. Well, that was thrilling.
That wasn't even on the list.
It wasn't even on the list.
Oh, by the way, and she was not the only one that preferred B.
Well, when you say that, now you've opened a door. Are you saying that 50% of the women that you've dated prefer B? 50%. No. You're a numbers guy.
First of all, my world is not huge. My world is small.
But your world is the world we're talking about.
That's right. So I'm saying that I've had at least 2 women prefer B.
Okay,
prefer it.
That's not a lot.
All right.
I can guess who the other one was, and she had mental health issues.
You cannot, and you do not. I do not. You don't. I don't think you have it. I've never mentioned the other one.
I just threw that in there. I'm just going to decide your personal life based on nothing.
Right. Yeah, I bring sex back into the show. Now, what's your next topic?
Okay, so I started researching because I think we've talked about this. I'm definitely gaining weight during this pandemic because I'm inside a lot, I'm home a lot. So I started researching what are the popular foods that are maybe being enjoyed during this time. So I looked up all the states. I only wrote down the ones I thought were interesting, which, guess for me, Tom, you live in Florida. I live in New York. Guess for me, in Florida, what is the number one ordered food? When people order food in Florida, what has been the most popular thing during the pandemic?
All right. Well, it's going to be pizza has got to be so commonly ordered. It's got to be number 1. Pizza.
Pizza was popular in a lot of locations. I'm very surprised what the Florida number 1 food was. I didn't expect this at all. Are you ready for this?
Well, wings.
Garlic rolls.
Really?
For Florida, garlic rolls.
Okay, I'll accept anything you say is truth, but who just orders garlic rolls? That's a side.
It's a pandemic, man. I don't know what people are doing.
I mean, well, how much are garlic rolls? $7?
I don't typically order garlic rolls.
I demand a recount. I've declared myself a winner, and I'm declaring a recount. And stop the voting. Stop counting.
Here's some of the interesting ones, Tom. What about California? What do you think the number 1 thing that is?
Sushi. Next.
Bubble tea. Bubble tea, bitch. Bubble tea.
Oh, F yourself.
Yeah, go F yourself. That's a very popular thing.
I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Do you like bubble tea?
I think I've had it a couple of times. It's usually like in the Chinese or Taiwan area of the country.
I think it's very good, but as a comedian once said, he can't even bear to eat the gum that squirts into your mouth. So bubble tea is a no for him. I don't have a problem with either one of those
What I was
things.
talking about.
Okay, so Georgia, the state of Georgia, what do you think the number one food being ordered right now is?
Is it your chair?
It's my dog. My dog's having a fit because she wants everything from me.
You're her world.
I,
Georgia is Georgia's gonna be, it's gonna be wings. One of those guys are ordering wings.
it is wings, Tom. Yes, it is. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 and the wing, wing, wing.
Okay, so you're from Chicago. What do you think in Illinois? Now they didn't do the city. They just said Illinois. So what do you think in Illinois?
Well, Illinois, whenever I go to Chicago, because I'm from Chicago, as you mentioned,
Yes.
I always have the trifecta of food. Can you want to
Okay.
guess what those three things are?
Hot dogs? No? Hot dogs?
Yeah.
Those sandwiches. The sandwiches with the beef and the cheese?
Correct. Well, not the cheese, just a beef sandwich.
It's just called a beef sandwich?
Yeah, Italian beef. We don't want any cheese. That's not.
Okay. So the Chicago dog, the beef sandwich.
Yeah, sandwich usually says hot or sweet peppers. Is how that's.
Okay. What is the trifecta? Hot dog, beef, and
The obvious one.
the obvious one for Chicago would be beer.
Deep dish pizza.
Oh shit, of course it is. Yeah, deep dish pizza. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not a good trip unless I hit all three.
got you. Okay, but here's a weird one. Guess what the number one food ordered for Nebraska is?
So what about Illinois? Did I hit one of those three?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I told you. Thin crust pizza.
Thin crust.
Thin. It says thin crust pizza.
You know, I can see that because Chicago, I know that's, I mean, I claim it's famous for deep dish pizza, but it's also bar pizza is ubiquitous.
Yeah. So thin crust pizza. But there were two I found very unusual. So guess Nebraska. It's something you would think it'd be like a side of beef or something.
Cheese curds.
No.
I'm swinging, baby. I'm not going to just sit here. I don't know. I'm swinging. I'm taking.
I want you to swing. That's why I like you. You always swing.
Yeah.
Sushi.
I said sushi for California. I can't believe it's Nebraska.
I can't believe it's Nebraska either. And Indiana, which I have.
If you're a hipster, just go move to California.
That's what it is. The same in Indiana. Guess what the number one food ordered in Indiana? You're not gonna.
It's a meatball sub.
You would think. I would have thought the same
a hearty
thing.
dish.
Poke bowls.
Really?
Yes, in Indiana.
Okay, can we unpack this a little bit?
Let's unpack.
So first of all, who's ordering? Now, if you've got teenagers and they're ordering everything, they're so freaking lazy now. Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
So, I mean, a guy like me, I rarely order anything but pizza. If I have anything else, I'm going out and getting it. I feel I would be just too lazy to. I can go drive over and get my Chinese food. I mean, that's what I usually pick up is Chinese food.
Yep.
And I'll order a pizza, but I mean, I guess I order pizza but I don't know why. Why do I order pizza and get pizza delivered but not Chinese food?
I don't know. We all decide in our head what's worth going and getting and what is worth paying to have come to you. But I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the people that are ordering are maybe the younger, trendier people. Right. And that's why in Indiana, it's the Poke Bowl, because you're not going to have the farmers that live in Indiana ordering that stuff.
Yeah, he's making a pizza. They're self-sufficient. They're not having people. Because think about it. If you're in the sticks in Indiana, what, an hour and a half to get that pizza? Someone's going to drive 38 minutes to get you something?
Yeah, not even worth it.
Whatever. But if you're in Indianapolis and you're hip.
Exactly. Yeah, and the Indianapolis area is really quite trendy now. It didn't used to be, but it's last time I went for work, it was very kind of impressive, with all the trendsetters that are in the downtown area, because it's a thing.
Yes, that's nice when people are, cities are becoming more,
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
In Cleveland, apparently.
So what's your number one food, Tom? Like if you really want to stay in and you're watching a game or you're going to order, what's your number one? Yes.
I think I've identified pizza, but I tell you, when I order away from pizza like that, I'm so happy. If I would order Chinese and have it delivered, if I could have a beef sandwich or a deep dish pizza delivered, I would be in heaven.
Okay.
I would not ever order a hot dog. I can make those myself.
Yes.
but a beef sandwich or something, that would be wow. Or Chinese. I should have Chinese delivered more often. It's
Yeah.
great. They're only 12 minutes away.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. I mean, where I live in Brooklyn, you can get a lot of different kind of foods, but it's funny because we've ordered more now and we've kind of got a rhythm of where we like to go or what, like, oh, is this the Southern night where we want the Southern soul
Ooh,
food, or
nice.
is this Caribbean night or Thai food night? So we've been really lucky because, of course, everything is close and it's easy to get stuff here. But I would say our number one food for ordering, at least since the pandemic, like as far as comfort food goes, we've done our share of Chinese food for sure because there's so many different combinations that you can get, and we like that. But I think we lean more towards soul food here in the house. We get
Describe soul food. What does it mean? Like a Cajun food, or is it?
well, I guess when I say soul food, the restaurant that we favor is it has they make this really great rub for their chicken, and then they have kind of a buttered rice with beans, cornbread.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's just the way they make it. It's so unique, and it has a different flavor than anything I would ever make.
So I don't want to be, like different ethnicities have different types of food. So would you like call it black Southern food type of thing? Is that what you're saying? Soul food?
This place is called KDO's, and I really like it. And it seems to be a family business. And here's the other thing I like about it. Not only is it flavored very nicely, and it is a little bit of a spice, is that the portions are tremendous. You know what I mean? So like if you ask for chicken, you get a huge side of chicken, a ton of rice, a big slab of cornbread, and they make amazing homemade banana pudding.
How nice is that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know why I've gained weight during this pandemic. What is up with that?
You could eat like that for 10 days and you'd put on 3 pounds, 5 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Well, and we're staying indoors more too. But yeah, so that's our number one go-to. But I always think food is very interesting. I think you can tell a lot about a person based on what they're willing to try, right? If you
Right.
go out with someone and they're so picky about their food and they don't want to, try things, I find that kind of a big turnoff. If someone doesn't want to try something when it comes to food, it's a little off-putting, I think.
I concur.
Right?
Yes, ma'am. You have another
So
topic?
let's do your topic. We just did me.
Okay. How about, you know what? For whatever reason, I had a thought the other day. I'm watching an old movie, right?
Yes.
Because I'm on whatever, and this Western I'm on, and I'm watching this Western. I don't know any of the players, and 1938 Western, 1947 Western. It was old. It was black and white. And it's kind of an interesting thought saying everybody in this movie is dead.
Of course.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thought to have, kind of like, you live on beyond your years, beyond your lifespan on the movies, We
Yeah.
enjoy Cary Grant and blah, blah, blah. The list goes on
Mhm.
and on and on and on and on.
That's true.
Things you enjoy. But I had this also triggered kind of an interesting memory of
Yeah.
when I was 14, 15, 16 years old, like this.
Yeah.
And I'm watching, and black and white movies were very common then, and
Yes.
even black and white TVs were very common.
Yes.
So it didn't age anything by seeing something black and white. I don't know if I had a color TV in
We
7.
didn't for a very long
Yeah.
time.
So I'm watching this movie, and the girl is charming. Oh my God! It's like, oh my Lord! I think, like I didn't recognize the actress,
Okay.
and I'm getting a crush on this
Oh,
girl in the movie.
that's so nice. Did you look her up to see where she was today or what?
Well, her name was Deanna Durbin, and she was 15 in the movie and probably 62 at the time I'm watching the movie.
Did you look her up though?
Yeah, so she was an older woman by then.
But where does she live?
Oh,
Did
I'm
she,
sure she's passed now.
you think?
Yeah, Deanna Durbin.
All right, we got to look her up. We got to follow up. This could be a cute little reunion.
No, she's long gone. But it was interesting how I wasn't familiar with her as an actress, and I was having a real life emotional
Yes.
connection. I can't say that I've ever felt that about any other actress where,
So
I'm
sweet.
14, 15, 16. I was triggered some sort of puppy love. Maybe I was younger than that. It was crazy. And then I look up, she's how old? Deanna Durbin.
That's so cool.
Born in 1908.
Wow. I do, but do you do that when you watch a film and you see people? I start looking them up and Googling them, like, what's their story? Where have they
Yeah.
been? What are they doing? I just think it's fascinating.
Yeah, it's very fascinating. Deanna Durbin. Here's her pictures.
Deanna Durbin. Oh, look at her. She's kind of like your classic.
Yeah, little cute
Oh,
girl. She was born in 1921
okay.
and she died in 2013.
Oh,
Winnipeg, Canada. So I'm watching that show in 19, 70 something, 1975.
yeah.
But yeah, she was 54 years old then.
Oh,
The window was closed.
maybe you could date her daughter.
Keep it in the family.
There could be a fall through because I
Let me just
still.
call you Deanna. Be quiet. Let me just call you Deanna.
Okay, that's fine. I still have to figure out my.
I'm having a pretend conversation with their daughter.
That's right. Hey, listen, man, whatever works. You do whatever works for you. I still have to figure out. I've been talking to some friends trying to figure out my Cuomo connection.
Yes.
I've got to get a Cuomo connection because did I tell you he said he only wants to date women that live in his state, which, hello, that's me. That's me.
Yeah, he can't go carpetbagging broads.
No, well, because Chelsea Handler wanted to date him and he said, oh, that's funny, but I'm going to date women from my state. And I thought,
did you see the video Chelsea sent about voting?
What did she say?
She was topless.
She's always topless.
Stickers on her nipples, jumping around.
She's always topless. I mean, that's what she does. Yeah, I mean that's just Chelsea. And I mean, I would say for Andrew that probably would be a problem. He did, as a governor, you don't want your girlfriend always like taking her shirt off and stuff. So that was probably part of it. But now that he opened the door to dating people in his state, now I have to do it in a clever way though, Tom. I can't
you just chopped off 320 million people.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. My odds are better every day.
I mean, what's the population of New York State? 25 million?
I mean,
18 million?
And then break that down in the age range. I don't know what his age range is.
I tell you, I'm liking your odds.
That's what I'm thinking. But here's the thing, Tom. I need help figuring out the most clever way to meet him. I can't just send a video going, I want to date you. That's not good. So we have to have a clever way of introducing so that I can be like, oh, I had never considered dating you. How fascinating.
It's a FedEx with the glitter, or it's a singing telegram. It's somebody who delivers a cake or something. If you got $300 to throw at this, you could make a splash. Every day a telegram. No, who does a telegram anymore? You do every day for a week a FedEx, and you have a picture of like, okay, this is just your hair. Then he gets the second one, and now he's building you. You're building a woman out the seven FedExes he gets every day.
You don't think that's too stalkery?
You've got it. This is a problem. I've had this problem with women I've dated. They're coming on way too strong, and they think you're nuts.
Yes.
Even though you're fun-loving and safe. Oh, this is the same thing a crazy person would do.
Yeah, that's what I worry about.
I tell you, what you do is this. You build your website like I've instructed you.
Yes, you have.
This gives you sanity, credibility. And as you send the pictures, you have your website there. I'm not a crazy person, but I thought this was fun. And then come up with a tagline. I'm, here, build your special woman or whatever you want to do.
Well, because then I started thinking I could do the whole story of like, hey, I moved to New York, with a dream, and I didn't even have a job, and here's where I am now, and now you're available. Serendipity.
Okay. So plus, let's break this down. A man wants to know something specific that you like about him. I also am a bowler. I also know macrame. I also know archery. I also walk. I'm also a bird watcher.
I also like to talk in front of cameras.
You got to find out. You got to find out something. Read his autobiography. Find out something about him. Go in there with some bullets in your gun.
All right, I'll do that. We'll talk about it on Friday when we have our guest Amy Vanderoff on Friday.
I can hardly wait. I'll put a regular shirt out for that.
Okay, I'm going to work on this. That way I don't have to watch the news.
And I have a question. It sounds like you're wrapping it up.
I am not wrapping it up, but I don't want to leave anything dangling because I feel like a lot of times I skip from topic to topic.
Right.
Yes.
By the way, this is a new microphone. I'd like your input if you think this is working or not. Hopefully, I've got the volume right.
From here, it sounds very good.
Can I ask you a question?
Ask.
As a professional?
Yes.
So tonight I'm selling the cup call.
Okay.
Today's special at midnight. So I'll be on in about 12 hours or so. I'm excited.
Very exciting.
My standard presentation is about 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay. Yes.
Today's special is 25 minutes, 23 minutes. These are marathons.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to bring a little bit more to the table than just the standard presentation, rinse and repeat 3 times. So I got some pictures and I did their colored things. And so but here's my new demonstration.
Okay, I'm ready.
What's your opinion? So usually I take this cup call.
Yes.
And I stick it in, and I've got a faux, like a driver's car thing. I got a faux cut out of a car.
Okay.
So I drop this thing in and I turn it, and I talk about how the base expands as you turn it to lock it into the cup holder.
Okay.
I said, I'd like to make this a little bit more visual, so I got what's the joke? I'm working on a joke on this.
Uh-oh.
I've got a tiny tumbler. I went to the store, asked for a tiny tumbler, and she gave me a picture of Mary Lou Retton.
You're doing your dad jokes, huh?
Yeah, I'm taking out the dad jokes. So that fits there.
Okay.
And so the cup represents the cup inside your car holder.
Right. Yeah.
Locks it in.
Nice.
I mean, it's a
good visual because that's I think the hardest part during a pitch is you need those great visuals so people can conceive of what it can do, right?
I mean,
yeah, I think it's great.
I showed it to Davis. He goes, "Oh, people are going to think you need that cup to stick it inside your cup holder."
Davis doesn't know what he's talking about.
I said a lot of people voted for somebody else, the wrong guy, but would they figure this out?
No, I mean, obviously you can clarify that, but I mean, I think because you're such a good storyteller, the 25 minutes will go by very fast.
Yeah, and I need some material. I need a new demonstration. I think this locks in regardless of the size of the cup holder.
I think it's a great demo, and I think that what time are you going on at midnight tonight? And you're on all day long then?
I'm on 9 times for 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, you are.
That's crazy.
I can't wait.
It's getting a little fingerprinty.
I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, but I mean, then I got the cup on the ground, and I can just do this, and this represents. I'm just trying to debate whether I should have the cup solid on something and lock it in.
I think that you can pick it up and talk about, well, obviously this is a cup I brought from home. You know what I mean? So you can speak to
an
that.
Expensive prop, please.
Yeah, and that it's just a prop. What's your favorite thing about it?
About the cup call?
Yeah.
Well, the favorite thing about it is, the favorite thing about it is it allows you to talk hands-free on your car while you're driving safely. Plus, it also allows you to use it as a GPS. It tilts like that. But the trick is, I've done everything that people have done in the past. I've done the magnet. Well, then you got to put a magnet on your dashboard, and good luck taking that off without ruining your dashboard. And good luck taking anything with you if you had to go on a trip and you rented a car. The magnet does you no good. So
true.
How about the car vent? Well, that seemed innovative at the time until your car, fin snaps off.
Yep.
That doesn't work. And you're also blocking airflow with the car.
Yep.
In.
That's so true.
Strike 2. What about the suction cup? Well, this seems great. I'll stick that one. That's way over in the windshield now. And then it's inevitable before it falls off.
It always falls off.
Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Living in your now, when you get in your car, you've got a place for your phone to live.
Yeah.
Right? It's safe, hands-free, GPS mode. Click it.
Right.
I think WeatherTech sells a similar piece. You've seen them spend millions of dollars in advertising.
Yeah.
But they don't have an expanding base. you choose the type of base, one of 3 bases, right? Well, it may
Yeah.
or may not fit properly. This is a custom solution, and this is a custom solution for any phone.
It's really smart. I mean, that's the most important part about a product, that it needs to work for everyone, so it's not narrowing the margin on who's going to buy it.
You
That's
hear
nice.
this? That's not my back. That's a sign of a custom fit.
There you go. Tom and his custom fit. You're going to be great. I mean, I think 25 minutes. Do you have any hour-long shows?
Hour-long shows? No, I do not.
Okay. I don't know.
No, I can't do an hour. What do you think? I'm a madman? I need a shot of testosterone.
Very exciting. So midnight.
That's
Midnight.
like midnight, 1 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m.
Oh, I'm so excited. Unless you sell out, and then it'll be done, right? Is there free shipping with this product?
I'm going to guess they've done it all. I think it's going to
Okay.
be, we sold 1 for $19.95. Now it's going to be 2 for $29.95. I think, I don't even know what the offer is. I think that's it.
That's okay. Well, I'm very excited. I hope everybody tunes in. I'll definitely be watching. That's a fun thing to watch, as opposed to all the other crazy stuff.
Yeah,
This will be nice.
watch.
And we can call in, hopefully. Are they still doing calls during this time?
I don't, the short answer is I don't know, and I hope they would.
Do you like the phone calls?
Of course.
I love the phone calls.
It's funny. I was explaining the old, I don't want to, we're long in the show to start
That's okay.
another topic, but I was explaining to somebody how the old days with the phone calls, we used to have to show 9 items an hour and had to
That's a
take
lot.
18 phone calls an hour.
How I don't even understand how that's done.
They don't take 18 calls in a week
No.
anymore.
Well, and for people that are watching, when you do a live show like that and someone calls in, you don't know what they're going to say.
No, that's the fun part.
That's the fun part. You have no idea what they're going to say. You hope for the best. You never know. I love the phone calls because it's that thrill of like, what's going to happen now?
Right. No, it was great. And then I was describing how we used to sell back in the old days with price cuts and item games and
Yeah.
phone call this and, manager special that. I mean, they've taken all the fun out of the show because that's all, Wall Street. You're a carnival barkers. That used to be such a great show.
But that's what works. I will say, I enjoy it, and I really enjoy, like, I haven't worked at HSN in a long time. I've been at QVC. I enjoy having the chit chat back and forth, because then the host can ask you questions that people at home are thinking of. That's my favorite thing.
Yes.
When they ask them, go, wow, what a great question. I hadn't thought of that. Let me tell you how this works.
Many times a host will ask a question and add to your pitch. Oh, I didn't realize that people had a hard time knowing where their phone was at any given moment in their car.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Like, oh yeah, all right. It wasn't a problem for me because I always took it and put it somewhere.
That's a real thing.
It's like people like, oh no, I don't know. The phone's sliding off my seat and it's sliding between the chairs. I go, what? All right, let's make that happen.
That's very real. Well, I'm very excited for you.
All right, one more topic, and then I've got something to say at the end.
Oh Lord, you have something to say? Okay. Do you want to do a topic, or do you want me to?
Yours. I think I'm fresh out. I think I've got an old one, test joke. It's not that good.
Oh, well, you know what? I've been bringing up wearing pants for a while. So let's just real quick dig into the wearing pants thing. Okay. So Tom, do you recognize, like, when you're meeting women, whether it's for dating or not, do you recognize, or does it stand out to you if a woman's wearing pants versus a dress or a skirt? Like, does it call out to you like, oh, this is different, this is special, like, oh, I like that she's wearing a dress or a skirt?
I've always been a dress man. Shorts after that. Pants are fine. I mean, I'm not going to, whatever you're comfortable in.
But see, here's the thing about wearing pants with women, and I'm sure you're probably aware of this, but pants for women are made, they're very sexy, right? They're usually form-fitting. They usually don't have pockets. Like, you guys have pockets, which pockets are such a treat, Tom. Pockets are so great.
Why are women not on board with this? I know that if a woman has a pocket in a dress or a pocket in a dress, it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, why isn't it standard operating procedure?
Because of the industry. When they make pants for women, they're not they're not made for use. They're made for pleasure. So when a woman is wearing pants, they're form-fitting. The reason they don't have pockets is because they don't want pockets, because it's not sexy.
Let's start a pants company and just call it Pockets.
Oh my God. Okay, we have to talk about that today and buy the name, because I'm telling you what, if we started making pants with pockets and called them Pockets, people would buy it sight unseen. It's not in the market. We don't have it. We want it. We want to wear pants where we look nice, but we don't want to be looked at like a fuck me toy. Like, can we just have nice pants? And,
I like when you talk dirty like this in the show.
and not be a fuck toy, because that's the problem. Is it too much to say fuck twice? Because the problem with pants,
third time cancels out the second time, so you're good.
Okay, good. We could say, instead of love my pockets, we could be, no, that wouldn't work. I was going to say fuck these pockets, but then that sounds negative. I fucking love the pockets. We could do that. Well, anyway, we'll work on it.
It could be fuck, and then the U is a pocket.
Fuck you. Well, we'll work on it. But yes, I think if anybody can come up with a concept where women could wear pants where, yes, they're cute, but it's not all about having sex, but they have pockets, it's $1 million winner, because it's not out there. It's something that women want. If you buy us a dress or something and it has pockets in it, we think you know us.
Huh? Isn't that something? I do have a recollection. When I was dating somebody who was 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
I remember she wore high-waisted pants, and I hated them.
Oh.
But she couldn't have been happier with them.
Interesting. What did you hate about them?
I just didn't like the way they looked.
That's so interesting.
I'm very neutral about most.
Yeah.
Most fashion.
But interesting.
I just had a little flashback now that we're talking.
You know, that made me think of a conversation I had with a guy that I dated when I was in Florida, not for very long. And he watched one of my shows and he made the comment, which reminds me of what you just said. I had on like a little pink top with flowers or something. And he was always commenting about my outfits. And he said, you know, that shirt you wore, it didn't do much for me. What? You think I'm wearing this shirt for you so it does something for you when I'm trying to go to work?
You've turned very bitter. Have
I though?
I don't know.
Okay, you tell me, what is the proper response? Would you tell a woman that wore something to work that her shirt didn't do it for you?
No, he's an ass.
It was a dumb, stupid comment. Like, I'm not wearing these clothes for you, buddy, and I am at work, and now I look at you completely different because that one asinine comment.
So like, you weren't in a relationship with this guy. He just
We were dating. I mean, not exclusive. We were also dating other people. We had gone out several times, and he was watching one of my shows and made that comment. I remember thinking, well, I'm pretty much done with you, because what a stupid fucking thing.
I always wonder what someone's. I want to stop somebody and say, what's your end game? What's your plan? Is it just you regurgitating every idiotic thought you've got? Is that all? Is that your plan? Or do you say things with a purpose? It's funny. I was getting my hair cut the other day, right?
Yes.
So I walk in and I'm just chattering. There's a kid getting out of an 11-year-old kid getting out of this chair.
Yes.
And then I said something like, because my initial thing is to say something like, this is stupid. But I said something like, I thought you wanted to get a haircut or something. I just said something.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah,
got it. Then I noticed everybody's like, what's this old guy saying? I said, and look at how handsome he is. That's a good looking haircut. I stopped myself saying a jibe, like I would with my buddies. I want to, what, do you use a number 3 bowl for that? And I flipped it. I said, that's one handsome kid. His mom's there and they were picking him up. So I flipped the whole thing and said, okay, there you go. That's how you go. And then the next kid came out and his dad was there. I go, he's even handsomer than the first kid. I can't wait to get my hair cut.
I think it's true when you're in a new environment and you're not doing a stand-up show, it's always safer to throw out the compliment, because if they don't know you, they don't know.
Absolutely. And then, so what is his possible, game plan for making that comment to you? Is it, now it was like, you know what? you usually wear things that are very nice and very attractive. And let me just say, I don't think that blah 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 was as flattering as it could have been. You might, give you a professional assessment of how I saw that particular thing. But I would be very, very. It would have had to be hideous for me to say something that I don't think it's working. But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed those other 6 things you wore.
Right. Here's what I think my perspective is, because a lot of men are very familiar with this scenario. It's a little test to see if you're going to kowtow to them and go,
Oh, it's a power play.
oh, you didn't like it? Oh, and I don't play that game.
Homie, don't play that game.
I dated a real young guy once, and he said something, and it was such a dick move, and he goes, oh, you have a little something on your face. And he started going like this, and I looked at him, I go, no, I don't. And he goes, oh, you don't play that game? I go, oh, you're trying to make me feel bad? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I was just.
That's a technique,
It's a terrible technique.
It's horrible. It's a terrible technique to make women feel insecure, and so you become the boss of them. It's horrible.
And these are the type of men that I have dated, and that is why I'm not actively dating now. But maybe Cuomo wouldn't do that to me. Maybe he would.
No, he's not doing that. He's comfortable in his own skin.
Wouldn't it be crazy, though, if we were out having dinner and he goes, you have a little something on your face? I'd be like, no, I don't.
It's a smile he's meant to say.
I wouldn't believe him. I would think he was baiting me. All right, we're going to start. Starting today, I'm going to start working on my Cuomo stuff. Okay. And see what I can put together. And I'm just going to have to ask everybody to watch the show to help me and help guide me to do this properly, so we can meet under the best of all possible circumstances. Because listen, if I can become the first lady of New York, that would be the wrap up on my entire move here, and game over.
Amen. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think your chances are getting 70-75%.
I think so too. How unrealistic am I?
No, I think you're right. I think you're doing yourself. You'd be doing him a disservice not to make it happen.
How could he not want to check this out?
Amen. All right, it's my announcement time.
Yes.
Okay, we have a mystery viewer, and she's contacting people who are associated with the show. You know who you are. I'm over it. Continue your nonsense, and your phone numbers will be broadcast. Your first and last name will be brought. You'll be dragged out of the shadows. You so much honor and love your privacy, and you're able to poke out, and you think nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. You're just being a nuisance. But if you continue,
yep,
we'll make a whole show about everything. Addresses, where you work, last name, phone numbers, text messages, everything and anything. Conversations, it all becomes grist for the mill. We'll do a 5-hour fucking show just on you.
And you know what? And we'll do the psychology of bullies and stalkers, right, and people that have these problems, because you know what? It's unhealthy for everybody involved. Clearly, this person needs some help. I suggest that they go get it.
I hope that they live a wonderful life. Just move on from.
Just go get some help.
Whatever the hell you're focusing on with my friends and stuff.
That's right. Or we're going to have to force your hand, because it's unacceptable.
Because clearly I'm an open book. I'll talk about anything. Yeah. I'll talk about anything and everything.
Yeah.
And she's perpetuating lies, and I've about had it.
Yep.
Because it puts me in an awkward position where I've got to defend a negative. Like, have you stopped beating your wife? Well, right. I don't agree with the premise. So how can I defend, something like that?
Honestly, what only small people do behind the scenes, like, oh, come on. You know what? Zero respect. I'm very sorry this person has chosen this path, but now it's time to stand up, and we're done, and you're done, and it's over, or we are flipping the game on you.
Yep. So you know what? I can run Facebook ads. We can make sure that everybody's involved.
You have no idea the power of what these two people.
We've had it with the thumbs down on every show. I'm exhausted. We've gone months with this nonsense.
It's petty and it's small, and I think that you can choose a better life, or we can choose it for you.
Yeah. Well, unleash the internet on you and your phone numbers and your pictures and everything. Your choice. Ladies' choice is what I say.
And done.
Yeah. I mean, I had two people last week contact me. Do you know there's a crazy, what's with this? I go, "Ugh, it's exhausting."
It's so sad for this person too that they don't have invest that time in themselves as opposed to trying to stir up trouble.
I know.
Move on, lady.
Yeah. I'm an open book. Come on the show. Come on. You got a grievance with me? Come on the show. We'll talk about it. You can talk as much as you like. Please do. Please come on the show.
I don't know that she's brave enough to do that. I think she's very strong behind the scenes where no one can see her.
Yeah. It's weak.
So yeah, weakness is done and we are done.
All right. My name's Tom Wise.
I'm Melinda McKinsey.
Join me tonight on at midnight, at 1. It's all day long. Poke in.
HSN,
It's, HSN has got an app, hsn.com. You can watch the show on your phone. You don't
yep.
need to have cable TV anymore, blah, blah, blah. You can figure it out. Thanks for packing some shit. That's another one in the can. Go ahead, Melinda. Say goodbye.
We appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.